If you ignore this call, your heart will be troubled for a very long time, because I am placing before you a moment that you should not take lightly. My beloved child, stop in this moment and listen to me with all seriousness in your heart. I do not come to you with an empty call, nor do I seek you out only to make you confused. I come because there is something important that needs to be placed into your life right now. You are present here not by chance, not because of a meaningless chain of random events, and not because your eyes happen to fall upon these words. I have led you to this moment in a quiet way, because what you decide in listening today can open a new direction for the days ahead. Do not hurry away. Do not let the habit of delay cause you to lose awareness. There are doors that do not open by force, but by a heart that knows how to stop at the right time and hear the voice of its Father. I do not speak to you to sow fear, but to awaken the truth that has been covered beneath layers of weariness, distraction, and hesitation. You have passed through many days, living as though there was still plenty of time to change, plenty of time to return, plenty of time to listen to me once everything becomes easier. But my child, there are things that, if you keep postponing them again and again, your heart will slowly grow hardened toward what is good. I do not want you to awaken too late. I do not want you to recognize the value of guidance only after you have gone too far away from peace. So today, I call you with mercy and not condemnation, so you may understand that the present moment is a gift. If you open your heart, you will receive guidance that can protect you from wrong paths, lift you from old burdens, and lead you to a blessing you yourself prayed for in days when no one knew. Look back in silence. Do you recognize it? I have called you in more ways than you realized. There were times when a gentle thought passed through your mind, reminding you to pause before making a certain choice. There were moments in the middle of struggle when you suddenly felt a voice within advising you not to let go of what was right. There were moments when you did not understand why your heart felt uneasy before a door that seemed attractive, or why you suddenly felt urged to step out of a place that had long stopped nourishing your peace. Those things were not all imagination. Many times, I drew near to you in that silence, in those very quiet reminders, in those deep impressions, in those pauses where, if you had listened, you would have recognized that I was guiding the way. But I also saw that you delayed. I saw you tell yourself that you would pray later, change later, forgive later, move later, release what was not good later, and return to peace later. You thought that when circumstances were more settled, when your heart felt less tired, when life became less noisy, you would be able to hear me more clearly. But my beloved child, if you keep waiting for everything to be calm before opening your heart, you will miss the way I want to meet you right in the midst of imperfection. I do not require you to wipe away every tear before you come to me. I do not demand that you be completely strong before you are allowed to hear my voice. I call you while you are still trembling, still carrying many questions, many wounds, and many things not yet arranged. Because I am your Father, and a father does not only seek his child when the child is already well. What I place before you is not a threat, but an invitation to enter awareness. You are standing at a crossroads where the old wants to pull you back, while the new is calling you to rise. There are habits that once paralyzed your mind. There are relationships that made you forget your worth. There are choices that seem small but are quietly shaping your direction. There are outside voices that cause you to doubt my word, doubt yourself, and doubt the future I have prepared. Therefore, I tell you to listen carefully, not tomorrow, not some distant time, but right now. Turn your heart toward the light. Let me show you what needs to be kept, what needs to be released, what needs to be restored, and what needs to be entered with courage. I know you have been very tired. I know there were times when you no longer wanted to decide anything, because every choice made you afraid of being wrong. I know the nights when you lay still while your thoughts kept moving, remembering what had passed, worrying about what had not yet come, wondering whether you were on the right path. I saw you trying to stay silent before others, though inside you longed for someone to understand. I saw you hold up many things with a smile, while your heart only wanted a place to rest. My child, I do not see your weariness as failure. I see it as an unspoken prayer. And today, I answer by calling you back to listening. Because in that listening, you will find direction again. Do not be afraid if I begin to show you the things that need to change. When I shine light on a dark place, it is not to shame you, but to make you freer. When I remind you to stop walking down a certain path, it is not because I want to take away your joy, but because I see ahead what will wound you. When I urge you to step into a new direction, it is not to confuse you, but to bring you out of the place that has kept you small for too long. I never lead you with cruelty. I lead you with mercy, patience, and a love that does not grow weary, even though you have been slow to respond many times. You may have avoided my voice, but I have not turned away from you. You may have delayed, but I have continued opening a way for you to return. Understand that the blessing I have prepared for you is not only something you receive outwardly, but also a transformation within. I want to protect you from hasty decisions. I want to free you from the cycle of anxiety. I want to lead you to cleaner relationships, more rightful opportunities, and steadier steps. I want you no longer to live as one constantly pulled by fear, but as a child who knows they are loved, guarded, and guided. True blessing does not lead you away from me. It makes you recognize even more that every good thing begins with closeness to your Father. Therefore, in this moment, let your heart say Amen, not as a hurried word, but as a deep agreement that you are ready to listen. Stop running from my gentle call. Stop telling yourself that there is still plenty of time to do what is right. Give me your hesitation, your weariness, the reasons that make you slow to step forward, and even the fears you have not dared to name. I do not come to crush you with urgency, but to save you from falling asleep in things that no longer give you life. I am opening a way before you, and that way requires an awakened heart. My beloved child, listen to me right now, not because I am impatient, but because I love you too much to let you keep walking in uncertainty. I have called you through so many signs, through so many stirrings in your heart, through so many battles you thought only you understood. Today, I call you once more with mercy. Remain in my presence. Receive this reminder as a key that opens protection, wisdom, and breakthrough. If you choose to listen, you will see that I do not only speak for you to hear, but I also guide for you to walk. And when you walk according to that guidance, you will recognize that this moment is the place where I begin to turn your path by my enduring love. You must understand what this warning means, because these are not empty words placed before you to make you afraid. I do not speak to you with threats, nor do I draw near to make your heart tremble under pressure. I am your Father, and when I remind you with a serious word, it is because I see what you have not seen, know what you have not understood, and love you too deeply to let you pass through an important marker as though it were an ordinary moment. When I say you will cry if you ignore this, I am not speaking of punishment. I am revealing to you the pain of a missed opportunity, the regret of guidance that was given but not heard, and the quiet emptiness that appears in the heart when you realize that I had called you, touched you, placed a door before you, but you hurriedly turned away. There are moments in life that do not come many times in the same way. There are doors that open not to remain there forever, but to see whether you recognize the time of my visitation. My beloved child, this is one of those moments. I do not want you to pass through it with indifference, the habit of delay, or the thought that later will be fine. Some things can wait until later and still remain. But there are invitations that must be answered while grace is knocking. Not because I am impatient with you, but because there are seasons in your life moving according to a very sacred rhythm. If you are not awake, you may stand very close to protection and still wander into anxiety. Stand very close to clarity and still choose the unclear path. You stand very close to peace and still return to the old cycles that once exhausted you. When I draw you to stop, it is because I am trying to show you a direction. That direction does not always appear with brilliant light or a resounding sound. Many times, it comes as a gentle prompting in the heart, as a soft but persistent reminder, as a feeling that you should not continue following the old way, as a pause that causes you to think more deeply before deciding. You may have sensed this in recent days, an uneasiness when you were about to return to an old habit, a heaviness when you thought about ignoring what was being placed before you, a quiet call inviting you to come closer to me again. Do not despise those signals. I often lead you by peace before I lead you by circumstance. I often warn you gently before you have to learn through pain. I often place a quiet knowing in your heart before everything outside confirms what I have spoken. If you leave now, you are not merely leaving a reminder. You may be turning away from an arrangement designed to protect you from what is unnecessary, to lead you out of confusion, and to bring you into the light of understanding. I do not want you to learn every lesson through loss. I do not want you to walk through thorny roads simply because you did not listen when I whispered in peace. There are pains I never desired for you to carry, but that came because you passed over my gentle counsel too many times. So today I come to you with the voice of a father, both merciful and serious. Stop, listen, and recognize that this matters more than you think. Do not let haste steal from you guidance that could keep you from many tears later. I know you have gone through many seasons that made your heart tired of promises and callings. You have heard many things, waited for many things, hoped and then been disappointed. So sometimes you protect yourself by no longer responding quickly. I understand that. I do not blame you for being careful after the times you were wounded. But do not let old pain become a wall that prevents you from recognizing my voice in this season. Not every invitation is the same. Not every door leads to disappointment. Not every prompting in the heart is a passing emotion. There are moments I place before you to call you back to awareness. So you will not live by momentum. Not walk like one dragged by circumstances, but as a child who knows their father is guiding them. Your response, even if very small, is not small before me if it comes from sincerity. When you choose to pause for 1 second to express faith, when you choose to agree with what is good instead of passing by in numbness, when you choose to open your heart to guidance instead of closing yourself in doubt, you are telling me that you are ready. You are saying that you do not want to miss what I have placed before you. You are saying that you want to enter protection, clarity, and peace, rather than continue walking in the old paths that have drained you. This is not an action to purchase blessing, nor is it an empty ritual. What I see is not the outward form, but the movement inside your heart. When your heart truly turns toward me, a door opens within you, and through that door, I can place peace where fear once filled the room. Understand that faith does not always begin with a strong feeling. Sometimes faith begins with a very quiet choice. You choose to stay instead of leaving, to listen instead of closing your ears, to believe that I am speaking because I love you, not because I want to frighten you. That faith may be small like a seed, but in my hands, even a small seed can become a great tree that gives shade in your dry seasons. Do not wait until your heart is completely steady before responding to me. Come to me even while you still tremble. Speak to me even while you still have many questions. Open your heart even though you do not yet understand all my ways. I do not require perfect certainty. I only invite you to place your fragility in my hands so I may lead you through this moment with light. There are things I am placing before you that are not only connected to the present, but also to the days ahead. The clarity you receive today may help you avoid a wrong decision tomorrow. The peace you receive today may keep you from an unnecessary argument. The protection you enter today may shelter you from a path that looks attractive but is full of confusion. A timely reminder can change the direction of an entire season of life. Therefore, do not despise this moment. Do not take lightly the prompting in your heart. Do not let your mind say this does not matter just because it comes in a simple form. Many great redirections begin with a very small moment. When a child is willing to stop and say, "Father, I hear. I want to follow your guidance. I do not want you to cry with regret. My beloved child, I want your tears to become tears of relief, tears of gratitude, tears of one who realizes they were preserved at the right time. I do not want you to look back and say, 'If only I had listened.' I want you to look back and say, 'Thank you, Father, because you called me to stop before I went the wrong way.' I do not want you to lose what is good because of a momentary distraction. I want you to enter what I have prepared with an awakened, humble, and ready heart. The door that is opening is not for you to rush through in panic, but to walk through in peace, knowing that I go before you, walk with you, and also guard what is behind you. So remain in this moment with me. Let the warning become an embrace of protection, not a voice that makes you afraid. Let my seriousness awaken you, but let my mercy comfort you. I am calling you not to weigh you down, but to rescue you from burdens you do not need to carry. I am showing you the way, not to control you, but to lead you into a cleaner freedom. I am placing a marker before you, and I want you to recognize it with your whole heart. Respond with faith. Agree with peace. Open your heart to protection and clarity. When you do this, you will no longer walk like someone undefined at a crossroads, but like a child held by their father's hand, guided through the door at the right time, into the path where light, grace, and love are waiting for you. You have felt tired, confused, and at times as though you had lost connection with me. But listen clearly, I am not punishing you. I am redirecting your steps. The recent days may have made your heart heavy, as though everything you hoped for did not follow the path you imagined. You asked for clarity, but encountered silences. You hoped for a door to open, but saw it close. You believed that if you were going the right way, everything would quickly become easier. Yet you met turns in the road that made you wonder whether you had misheard my voice. My child, do not quickly conclude that delay is a sign of abandonment. Do not quickly call closed doors failure. There are things I do not allow you to enter, not because I do not love you, but because I am keeping you from a path that no longer fits what I have prepared. I know you have tried many times to hold on to your own plan, because in your eyes that plan seemed safe, familiar, and reasonable. You placed hope in a specific method, a specific person, a specific time, and when everything did not happen as you expected, your heart began to feel troubled. But my beloved child, I see farther than what you see. I know where you will bloom, and I also know where you will wither, even if outwardly it appears full of promise. I know which relationship is lifting you up, and which relationship is quietly pulling you away from peace. I know which opportunity is truly a door, and which opportunity is only a trap covered in temporary beauty. Therefore, when I redirect you, it may hurt, but it is the hand of love pulling you away from what would wound you more deeply. Every delay you face is not rejection, but a redirection I have allowed for your good. You thought you were being held back, but in truth, I was repositioning your steps on the right path. You thought everything had been blocked, but in truth, I was stopping things that were not yet right from touching your life too early. You thought silence meant distance, but in that silence I was working behind the veil, correcting details you could not see, preparing people you had not met, softening circumstances you did not know about, and placing within you the maturity needed so you would not lose the blessing when it came. If you understood what I was doing, you would no longer resent the waiting. You would bow your head in gratitude that I did not give you what you asked for before your heart was truly ready. Yet you must face this truth. You have resisted change because it did not match your expectations. You wanted me to lead you, but you also wanted to choose the path yourself. You wanted me to open doors, but you kept standing before the old door, knocking again and again, at the place I had stopped calling you to enter. You wanted peace, but still held on to the things that kept your heart in chaos. You wanted answers, but were afraid to release what no longer belonged to you. I do not say this to shame you. I say it because I love you enough not to let you keep circling in the same weariness. There are cycles you have become so used to that you thought they were destiny. But I say they are only temporary places, and you were not born to remain there forever. Now I am making everything clearer, because I do not want you to keep spending your strength on a road I never sent you to walk. I am showing you what needs to be left, what needs to stop, what needs to be corrected, and what needs to be placed into my hands. Perhaps you have long recognized small signs, a repeated uneasiness, a door that feels heavier the harder you try to open it, a connection that robs you of peace the more you try to keep it, a plan that pulls you farther from what is good the more you pursue it. Those signs were not meant to make you afraid, but to make you awake. I spoke to you gently before I had to make everything clearer. I whispered before circumstances began to shake. I placed deep impressions in your heart, but many times you ignored them because they did not match what you wanted. Ahead of you is something that requires attention, obedience, and trust. It does not come to make you tremble, but to bring you into a new level of maturity. You cannot keep living as though everything will fix itself without your participation. I can open the way, but you must walk. I can give light, but you must look. I can call, but you must answer. I can place peace before you, but you must leave the places that are stealing that peace. You are not someone dragged by circumstances. You are my child, given the ability to choose what is good, choose truth, choose life, and choose the path led by love instead of fear. Do not pretend you cannot hear the reminders within your heart. Do not continue avoiding what you know needs to be faced. There are conversations you need to have with gentleness yet clarity. There are habits you need to release because they are dimming the light within you. There are decisions you have delayed for too long simply because you were afraid of displeasing others. There are places you need to step out of, not in anger, but in obedience. There are doors I have opened before you. Yet you still stand outside because you do not believe you are worthy to enter. I do not force your steps, because true love does not coerce. I invite you. I extend my hand. I say to you, come with me now. Do not wait until all your emotions feel completely certain, because faith often begins with a trembling but sincere step. You do not need to know how everything will unfold. The clarity I give you often comes in parts, like morning light gradually spreading across the ground. Today you may only see the next step, but that next step is enough if you walk with me. Do not demand to see the whole road before you are willing to trust. Do not wait until everyone understands before you obey. Do not wait until fear has completely disappeared before you step forward. Learn to recognize my peace even in uncertainty. That peace does not always mean everything is easy. Many times, peace is the gentle confirmation that even though you are doing something difficult, you are still doing what is right. I am redirecting you because I have a path already prepared. That path may not look like your old plan, but it carries more life. It may take you through changes you are not used to, but it will not remove you from my love. It may require you to release what once felt familiar, but it will place you closer to what is true. As you follow me, you will realize that change is not the enemy. It is the bridge carrying you out of a land that has become too narrow. You will realize that what you call losing control is the very moment when I teach you deeper trust. You will realize that what I take from your hands is not to leave you empty, but to make room in your hands to receive something better. So rise in awareness. My beloved child, stop circling around old fears. Stop negotiating with the things I told you to lay down. Stop blaming yourself for the times when you did not yet understand. But also do not keep delaying now that I have made things clear to you. I am not calling you to walk alone. I go before you to open the way, beside you to support you, and behind you to close the old paths that no longer belong to you. Trust me step by step. Obey in peace. Listen with a humble heart, and know that this redirection is not punishment, but my love placing you back on the right path that leads to restoration, clarity, and the new season I prepared for you long ago. There is a blessing that was once held back, not because I wanted to refuse you, but because I was preparing you to receive it more fully. My beloved child, I never delay what is good to make you suffer, and I never make you wait only to test you without meaning. There are things that, if they came too early, while your heart was still being pulled by fear, control, and wounds not yet soothed, the very thing you prayed for could confuse you. So I kept it in my merciful hands, not as a rejection, but as protection. I saw the day when you would have enough peace not to tremble before the blessing, enough steadiness not to doubt yourself when the door opened, and enough tenderness to know that every good thing does not come from your lonely striving, but from my guidance. The readiness I am seeking in you is not perfection. I do not demand that you never feel weak, never fear, never ask questions. I know you were created with limits, emotions, strong days, and weary days. What I seek in you is alignment, a heart that knows how to turn toward me, even when it does not yet understand the whole path. A heart that still chooses trust when the pieces before it remain scattered. When you stop resisting my guidance, when you no longer try to force everything to happen according to your own timing, when you learn to say, I trust you, even though I do not yet see everything, then the things that were once silent will begin to move. There are doors that open only when your heart enters my rhythm. There are streams of blessing that flow only when you stop trying to grip every outcome with trembling hands. I have seen you trying to control everything. I have seen you trying to fix every problem, predict every risk, and carry every responsibility as though the whole world within your home rested only on your shoulders. You calculated, worried ahead, and forced yourself to be strong even when inside you only wanted to rest. And that is why you felt exhausted. Not because you have no worth, and not because you have failed, but because you have carried things I never intended for you to carry alone. You were not created to live in constant tension. You were not called to open every door by yourself, heal every broken place by yourself, protect everyone by yourself, or find your own way through darkness without needing me. You were called to walk with me, lean on me, learn how to give back what is beyond your strength, and allow me to lead you into the things I prepared before you even understood that you needed them. Therefore, Do not let this moment pass like an ordinary call that fades away among your busyness. Do not scroll past this reminder as though it were only a line of text that accidentally appeared before your eyes. Do not push it aside and tell yourself you will return when your heart is calmer, when work is lighter, when circumstances are clearer. My beloved child, not every moment carries the same weight. There are hours when I draw near to awaken you, to adjust your direction, and to pull you away from distraction before you miss what I am placing before you. Later is not always as wide as you think. There are invitations that need to be answered in the present, because that response itself opens a new flow for the days to come. What you choose right now will echo into the days ahead. If you choose fear, fear will try to build more walls around your heart. If you choose doubt, doubt will blur the signs I am sending. But if you choose trust, even through one small step, that trust will become a seed of peace, clarity, and an opened way. I do not call you to frighten you. I call you because I love you. I call you because I see what is drawing near. And I want you to be positioned rightly, protected at the right time, and prepared to receive without confusion. You have not been forgotten in the months and days of waiting. You have not been overlooked in your hidden prayers. You are not alone on this road. I am here, near to you, patient with you, and my hand is still leading you into the blessing that has been preserved for the right time.